So is the Discover debit card with cashback a scam? Is it good? Is it not? Is it worth it? Do I recommend it? And I'm going to answer all these questions in this video, right? Like every single video that I do, right? I talk about the facts, the details, and also I give a customer service call to actually test out the customer service. And if you don't know, I really like Discovery, right? And the reason is because they have a very good customer service. Is 24/7, 365 days a year. No days off for these people, okay? I don't like the sound of that, but they have a really large customer base and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about it. It's like rotating, so don't think it's like slavery or anything like that, all right? So here's my thing, right? I've been using Discovery for like a long time, right? Well, Discover, however you want to call it, right? I've been using it for a very long time. I've had a credit card with them for a very long time, but I always have, and I always maintain my check-ins with Chase, right? Because that's what I like to do, and it's very simple because I have a Chase literally everywhere here in Manhattan, in the Bronx. Every single place that I go, there's an ATM and a branch everywhere, in every single corner, okay? So that's why I like it so much. But here's the deal. They don't offer any benefits like these, right? This 1% cash back, no fees, and a whole bunch of other incentives, okay? Now, I do want to mention something because I do believe that customers are not dumb or stupid, and I think you guys understand why they're actually doing this, okay? So now here's the main thing. I want to share a quick story with you guys, right? When I first started banking, right, I was like maybe 18, 19 years old. That's when I got my first debit card, and then I got my first credit card around like that same time, okay? 19, bought my first laptop, like I said last time. And here's the deal. Back then, there was none of this, okay? There was no cashback stuff going on. And the reason was basically because if you remember, I think they had this back in 2008 and 2002. And then when the entire like crash happened, not funny, when the entire crash happened, like, you know, a lot of these things started going away because it wasn't really like, you know, ethical and stuff like that, okay? But now they're bringing it back, and I'm going to actually tell you why they're actually doing this, okay? Now, if you don't know, Discover is actually giving you 1% cash back on any debit card purchase up to $3,000 a month, right? So before you go calculating things, don't worry, I will make the calculations of how much money you can actually earn a year. So I got you covered. But here's the thing, right? The reason that they're actually doing this is because of two reasons, really, okay? And I kind of came up with them, kind of did some research, and I kind of, you know, devoted these things, all right? So the first reason I think is because they're trying to fill a gap. The second reason is because there's something called right now that happening, the finance wars, the banking, online banking wars, basically, okay? And I'm going to explain those two things right now, right? So the first thing is this gap. What are they filling up? What does this mean, all right? It means that I like credit cards, right? I love credit cards. It gives me access to things that I really wouldn't have access to, and I don't pay any interest on them, like very rarely. Well, very rarely, okay? I never really pay interest on it, but I'm going to say rarely because you never really know, okay? But here's the deal, right? For people out there that are very good like Dave Ramsey fans and stuff like that, and they don't like using credit cards, they want to have some benefits like these to actually be included, right? So it fills up a gap. So now you have people that are actually going to start registering for these credit cards, for these debit cards to get this cash back because they're physical banks like Chase, AT&T, well, I was going to say AT&T, are you serious? Chase, TD Bank, Citibank, they don't really offer things like this, okay? So now you're filling up this gap with customers that don't have credit cards, but they do want these bonus points and they do want to be able to earn money on the money that they're actually spending, right? That's the first reason. Now, there's a second reason, right, that I said before, is the online banking wars. Now, what I mean by this is very similar. You guys remember, right, when Spotify first came out, and I know every single person out there knows about this, right? So I'm using such a broad example, okay? When Spotify first came out, right, then you had Amazon Music, right? Then you had iTunes, Apple Music, or whatever. Then you had Tidal. Then you had a whole bunch of other services, right? But right now, that's really the big four that's been left, right? And you remember, guys, when this was happening, they had a whole bunch of incentives for you to actually register to one company and not to the other one, right? With Apple, it was, oh my gosh, we have Drake here. He's going to be here with his new album for an entire month. Oh my gosh, you get 60 days for free to build this habit in your brain so you don't have to quit, blah, 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 right? So here's the thing. What the banks are actually doing now is that they're creating incentives, right? 1% cash back. No ATM fees. No fees whatsoever. We have Vero with a 2.8 savings accounts. We have Vero with no branches, but they have one of the best customer service out there. We have a whole bunch of things actually going on now because the market is new, right? So when the market is new, companies are going to try to make all these incentives to actually get people to actually register in, because now is when people actually start picking the banks and actually choosing customer loyalty, right? And once people have customer loyalty, most of them don't quit, okay? Most of them say like, oh, I'm sticking with this bank. I've been here for a while. They treat me good, so I'm not leaving, right? Me personally, I have no customer loyalty. I'm going where the best deals are, okay? So now for the quick math that I did want to talk about, right? Now that you know why they're actually doing it, to fill a gap for people that don't have credit cards that just want the bonuses, and to actually come back against other companies having much more better offers out there. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're trying to get the customers before anyone can actually get them. Now, I do want to do some quick math before I actually go into details on everything. Okay, now the first thing is this, right? They're giving you 1% cash back, right? That's 1% on $3,000, right? So let's talk about $3,000 a month, right? If you can actually spend $3,000 a month, right? We times it by 12, we get around $36,000, right? $36,000, right? Maybe after tax, right? Because this is cash you're actually spending, and you have a regular job, then most likely to take the money out your paycheck every single week whenever you get paid, right? Taxes do, right? So here's the deal. It means that on average, let's add up another, let's actually times this by 1.30, right? And you actually get $46,000, right? That means that you're earning around $46,000 if you're actually spending all your money at once, right? Maybe $50,000, right? It means that all you're really gonna get for spending so much money is around $360 a year. How did I get this? Well, if we do 3,000 and we times it by 0.01, that's the cash back, we get $30. We times it by 12, and you get $360. Now, this means that you have to spend around $36,000. This means that you have to spend around $36,000 to actually be able to make, all right, $360 back. Now, mind you guys, if this was actually 5% like other cards out there, we times it by 5, and you would get around $1,800. It's a big difference, okay? Now, what I want to make sure you guys understand is that this is not an excuse to actually go out there and spend more money just so you can get this cash back and justify it in your brain, okay? Because I know a lot of people out there that say, Tommy, don't worry, bro. I'm going to get cash back on this service, on this purchase, or whatever it is, okay? I don't need it. I don't need this TV, but I'm getting cash back, so I'm kind of saving money, right? And the answer is no. You're not saving money. You're just justifying the expense, okay? I want to make sure you guys understand that. Now, I did want to call customer service and actually talk about it with them and actually talk about the fees associated with the account because I have some serious questions. But before I even get to that, I do want to talk a little bit about another company, and that company is called Aspiration, okay? Now, this company, I won't really talk about it a lot because I want to give it its own video. While I was doing this entire research for Discover and I was looking for like competition and other companies that are doing this kind of the same thing, I found Aspiration, right? And I did a video before on them on their savings accounts, but their checking accounts is insane, right? Wait for my review, right? Wait for my review. But I was going to call them today, but they're not like available. They're only doing like Monday to Friday, like 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. Discovery is like 24/7, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like Discover. But like they have some really good features. It's like they've been watching all my videos and just like said, all right, you know what? He's right. Let's give him everything he wants. All right. So let's call customer service right now with Discover and actually ask him some of the questions that I have to ask him so you can actually get the information straight from the horse's mouth because I know you guys love that. All right. So the number is, I always give out the number because some people say, oh my gosh, Tommy, it's so hard to find the number. They hide it, blah, 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 because they're trying to get us to like just do emails and chats. Well, I'm going to give you the number right now. It's 1-800-347 7000. All right, we're gonna call them right now.
Your call may be monitored or recorded to ensure quality service.
Thank you for calling Discover Bank in Phoenix. This is Brittany. Can I have your first and last name?
Hey, my name is TommyBryson. What was your name? I didn't catch it.
My name is Brittany.
Brittany, nice to meet you, Brittany. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Brittany. I have a Discover like credit card, but I'm calling in about the Discover debit card with the cash back, and I just wanted some information about it and actually ask you a few questions if that's fine with you.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm here for. Definitely happy to hear you're looking to possibly bank with us and expand your business here with us. But any questions that you may have, concerns, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you.
Awesome, Brittany. So I just really wanted to find out like how does it work, and like if there's any caps on it and everything like that.
Okay, of course. I can go ahead and run through exactly what the product entails and things that have to be met, and if there's things that have to be met.
Okay.
And we can see if that's a route that you would like to take. So to start off with our cashback debit account, the great thing about banking with us, there's no minimum requirement that needs to be met, no annual fees, or things like that. The only thing that we ask is that it's not at a $0 balance greater than 45 days because then the account will close. So if it's just a penny in there, that works for us.
Okay.
What happens is in the rewards side of things, for every debit transaction made, so using strictly your card information, would qualify for 1% cash back, and you can use that towards $3,000 of your purchases per month.
Okay.
So ultimately, you can make $30 a month just by making your everyday purchases. and that is going to be earning real money that you can actually redeem to be deposited right back into your account, or however you would like to manage those rewards. Um, Now, with it being a cashback debit account and us being a direct bank, being strictly online,
Mm-hmm.
any kind of transfers, they do always have to be scheduled on our website or through our app.
Yeah.
Our website and app are very, very easy to maneuver, but most things are going to be done online.
Okay. And what about so I basically have to spend like, so the maximum I can basically make is around $360 a year, right?
Correct.
And I have to spend like around $36,000 to actually get that. And what about when do I get the cash back? Is it like the first of every month, or is it like a little different?
So that's actually going to be the last business day of every month. If it happens to be a weekend or holiday, it's going to be the business day after the weekend or holiday. You'll see them, but it's going to be towards the end of the month that they would become available.
Okay. And does the cash back like expire, or does it just like go in like as cash?
Nope, so it doesn't expire. You can have them accumulate for as long as you would like. You can have it to where it stays in the rewards area, so it just adds up over time, or
Okay.
you can set it up to automatically redeem each month. It's completely up to you.
Do you get like is it like a greater value if you just stick to rewards and you spend it on something else, or is it like the same value as if you convert it to cash?
Same exact value.
Okay, awesome. And what about are there any fees associated with the account?
So there's no fees associated with the account. We do have ATMs that you'd be able to utilize on our website and app. We have an ATM locator that you could use, where we have over 60,000 ATMs with no fees.
Okay.
So that's another thing you wouldn't have to worry about. You could also use bill pay if you'd wish, and you can also order checks once the account's funded free at charge. So there's really no charge whatsoever unless there's some kind of overdraft fee or going over your 6 transactions per month. Then we'd be looking at some fees. But other than that,
What do you mean by going over the 6 transactions per month?
So with the account, you would only be able to do 6 transfers per month.
Okay.
That's one of the things. It's a law that has to be followed. So if it happens to go over 6, there's a $15 charge. But we do our best to keep you up to date on where you stand with those, so you do avoid those fees.
Okay, and concerning like the ATMs, right? Because there's 60,000 ATMs in the network. What about depositing the money, right? Because I can take it out, but how do I deposit the money?
So when it comes to depositing the funds, we don't have ATMs that you would be able to utilize at this time, but we do have other options. You could always schedule a transfer from an external bank account, like deposit those funds into an external account and transfer into the account. You can always mail in money orders to us or some kind of personal check to us. But as for cash, it has to be converted into either one of those to ultimately make its way into the cashback debit account.
And I assume that if I do like money orders and stuff like that, like it'll take like 1 to 3 business days to actually get there and actually be processed, or longer.
Well, typically for mailing time frame, it takes 5 to 7 mailing days for us to receive it, and then for the fund availability, because there will be holds to verify the funds.
Yeah.
I can go over, what that would look like if you do deposit the checks. But we also have a mobile check deposit feature that you can use for checks only, but money orders would always have to be mailed in to us.
Okay. And when it comes to like the ATMs, right? What if there's like an ATM in a location that I'm at? Can I use any other ATM and just get like the fee reimbursed? Or is it like you used it, so you got fees, and that's about it?
So we wouldn't be able to reimburse any fees from an ATM that's made, only because it's not a fee coming from Discover. It would be where it is that you're using the ATM. And because we do have that ATM locator for the free ATMs, we wouldn't be able to do any kind of adjustment if there are fees. But we do have quite a few. A lot of them are located in like Walgreens or CVS, things like that.
Okay.
So I would definitely advise to avoid. I mean, life happens, so if you need it as soon as possible, a fee would be applied. We wouldn't be able to reimburse it, but just keep it in mind of that ATM locator.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Brittany. You've done such a
Yeah,
great
of
job.
course.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you were looking to apply, the application's actually available right on our website. It's the only application we can't do over the phone. But if you have any questions during the application process, feel free to give us a call. We can walk you through it.
Okay.
But it'll take you through every single step.
All right. Thank you so much, Brittany. Really appreciate it. Okay, so I do want to say something, right? Discover customer service is insane. Absolutely insane. They're very detailed. They know exactly what they're talking about. And if you notice something, right? I called in, it did beep, beep, and I had an answer. Less than 10 seconds. I think less than 5 seconds, right? I did another test on another customer service. It took me like 34 seconds. One took me like 15 minutes. But Discover is like by far like one of the best that I've ever experienced. Now, I do want to talk about, now that you guys have the information straight from the horse's mouth, I do want to say what are the drawbacks to this, right? Now, here's the thing. There is no way in hell that I'm going to spend $36,000 that I don't have to spend just to get $360. But if you're already spending that money, right, then I recommend you get it, right? But I don't really recommend you get it. Why? Because in reality, if you're spending that amount of money, then I think you probably have good credit, bro. And if you don't even have good credit, I recommend you guys get the Discover secured card. That's basically like a credit card that gives you like 2% cash back, right? And after 6 months, you can upgrade to a normal Discover card, and then that gives you 5% on revolving items, okay? So that's the thing. Now, here's another thing. You guys know that I'm an entrepreneur, right? I'm very, very big on deposits, right? I'm very big on this, and I'm very big on ATMs, right? So with this entire thing, I have to use the ATMs that they provided, and they might say 60,000 ATMs in the United States, right? But that's really like not enough, right? Like I take them around my area. There's like one like 5 minutes away, like 10 minutes away, and it's like, all right, that's cool, that's there, I can deposit. But in reality, well, I can't deposit, okay? That's the one thing. I can't deposit. I need to withdraw from it, right? And they have like withdrawal limits. And here's another thing, right? Here's another thing that I don't like. You can't deposit. And it's not like a one-stop place. It's like kind of like, okay, you have us, but you still need another bank because you need to transfer money from this bank to that bank if you don't only have one stream of income that's basically like your job, right? If you have a job, regular job, and you have like direct deposit, you can just put it up with here. You can just set it up with Discover, and then you have all your money here. But in reality, if you're like an entrepreneur, like most of you guys are, or trying to make money out of other places and stuff like that, then what about when you need to make deposits, you know? What about when you need to make withdrawals, you know what I mean? So I don't really like it that much. And here's my thing, right? I don't recommend it. And here's why I don't recommend it, right? And I'm not going to say exactly what company does this because I want to make a video exclusively for this company because I kind of fell in love with it, honestly. Here's the thing. I actually found a company, right, that gives you free ATMs all over the United States. So you can use any ATMs, the Discover ATMs, the Vero ATMs, the Chase ATMs, the TD Bank ATMs, the Citibank ATMs, all the ATMs in the world. Well, not in the world, like in America, okay? Let's simmer down a little bit, right? You can use any ATMs for free, all right? And if they don't put the money back in like 1 to 3 days, and you just call them, you'd be like, hey, here's my receipt. Give me my money back. They send it right back to you. On top of that, they give you 1% cash back on the debit, right? If the company is actually good. What does that mean? That if the company is actually investing the money back into the world and stuff like that, they give you 1%. If it's not, then they give you 0.5%, which is still good, all right? And on top of that, if you go overseas, come on, man. Like, these companies get insane, right? On top of that, if you go overseas, they give you $4 ATM fee returns, right? So that means that if you use any ATM overseas and they charge you like at least $4, they return it back to you. So you basically have access to the entire world, all right? And on top of that, so much, yo. It's so much. Trust me. There are no fees whatsoever associated with the account. No external fees, because what she didn't mention when I asked her, like, oh, are there any fees out there, blah, blah, blah. She didn't mention this, but in reality, they have a outgoing wire transfer fee of $30, right, which is pretty much average. They also have a stop payment fee of $15, right? What that means is, like, if you call your bank and you're like, hey, these people are charging me money every single month, I want you to put a stop to it. I know that BOA and also Chase, because I dealt with those people personally, they don't charge you anything for it. They're just like really nice to be like, all right, we'll do it, blah, 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 no big deal, right? They just stop it. No, they can't charge you anymore, but Discover actually charges you $15 to actually do that. You might say, I don't need that, but what if you're going to like Blink, right? A company, any place out there, and they're trying to charge you money without actually discussing it with you, and you know, we have to pay like $15 to actually do that, right? $15 versus $0, it's not it's a huge deal, okay? Now, they also have an insufficient funds fee of $30. Now, we have Vero, they charge you $0. There's no overdraft fees in your account whatsoever. So it's not really that competitive. The only competitive things is this 1% fee that you have to spend $36,000 a year to actually earn the maximum amount of bonuses, right? On top of that, that's about it. That's really all the negative things with it, okay? I think they do a very good job with loans. Very good job. Credit cards, great. Debit cards, not so good, right? And I get it. A lot of you might actually say, Tommy, I'm gonna get this card because 1 penny earned is 1 penny made. I don't know the quote, okay? But try to be dollar smart and not penny foolish. That's one of my favorite quotes, okay? You might make like $30 a month doing this, but in reality, you're spending $3,000 a month, okay? And if you don't need to spend that money, then you don't need to spend it. And for the people out there tell me, Tommy, I spend it anyways on rent, on things that I actually need to do because I have a budget and I still spend that money. Well, here's the deal. Get a credit card, okay? They give you 5% back, 2% on the lower side, and that's double what Discover gives you, and there are no limits, okay? So I like that better. I like that option better. Guys, it's a very simple video for today, and I want to say something that I kind of wanted to say like in the beginning of the video, but I didn't want to get your mood down, and I want to say Happy Easter, right? That's a great thing, but I also want to send my condolences to the families that were actually lost in Sri Lanka. I think over 200 people like passed away because of some terrorist attack or something like that, bro. Like mad explosions, a lot of things happened. 200 people like gone, bro, on Easter. People at churches, at hotels, and it sucks. You know, it sucks. I just want to send my condolences to people out there. Guys, my name is TommyBryson. If you don't know me, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for liking. Make sure you subscribe and comment. Comment down any video you want me to do. Oh my gosh, you see, like my mood just went completely down. That's why I didn't want to like mention it in this video. But yeah, guys, like I get it. Like there's a whole bunch of news out there like talking about, oh, Kanye West has this, oh, Kim has this, oh, Tommy's talking about Discover. But there's a whole bunch of crazy things going on in today's world, yo. And I just want to make sure you guys understand that it's not just finance, it's also keeping in tune with the entire world. Don't become obsessive over it, obviously, right? You don't want to become obsessive, but it's important to actually know what's going on. Guys, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe and comment, okay? Comment down below any video you want me to do. And comment down below if you want to see that video on that secret company that I found that I already gave you the name to it in the beginning of the video, okay? I'll see you guys next time on the next video, and peace.
You've got to start at the bottom.